Afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Panthers Report right here on the Mark Moses Show as we talk all things Florida Tech athletics. And right now, we got to talk some women's basketball. The Panthers are on a current 2-game winning streak. They're 4-3 overall, 1-1 in the conference. We're now joined by the head basketball coach in her first year, Ashley Raley-Ross. Coach, how you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me, Mark.
You guys were road warriors. We joked about this in the preseason where you guys scheduled the whole month of November. You were not in Melbourne. You were not at home. You're not at the Clemente Center. You again, road warriors. So this Saturday, you guys are finally at home opener against St. Leo. We'll start there. How excited are you to pretty much make your coaching debut at the Clemente Center?
I'm pretty excited for us to have a good home fan base and for our players to get to experience something that they haven't got to experience yet. But I'm actually, as a staff and as a team, we're pretty thankful to be tested how we've been tested on the road lately. So, but I'm excited about Saturday.
Yeah, we were talking about this off air. I want to bring this up where, all right, these last 2 wins, both on the road, 3-point wins. Overall on your schedule so far, every game has been close except one when you won by double digits. Is this been hard on the heart? What's it been, Coach, playing all these tough games?
Well, we're tested, so we see the positive in it. I tell the girls we're going to find the positive poly in it. And so we're tested, and we like being tested because at some point that's going to pay off when we're in another close game and we got to pull it through. And I think that happened a little bit last night. They're hungry for more. So I think eventually as we keep rolling together, we'll just use the test and continue to elevate.
What happened last night in the 3-point win then?
Well, we were up. We had a pretty good lead. I'll say that. I think it was like 14. And then we allowed them to hit some threes that they probably should have been open to hit. So, but, we came together in the last possession and really played good defense. So.
What were you telling your team late in that game? Okay, you blow this big lead. They're hitting these 3-point shots. What were you telling your team in that huddle? Hey, let's try to finish this game out.
To stay together, to not crumble, to stay together, to communicate and make sure that we listen when we're communicating with each other and just listen to what the person is communicating you to do. So, but most importantly, to stay together.
I get the feeling you don't like the opposing team hitting any 3-point shot, open or not open. Is that what it is, Coach?
I definitely don't.
No, you're not a fan of this. I can tell that in your voice. You are not. Your senior Roberts would have 23 in the win. Tell me about what she's brought to the table, especially last night and overall for this team so far.
We're really pleased with Ty. Ty has brought a lot of leadership, and she's really grown into this role. And it's just kind of translated to the court with what she's doing. She's calling huddles. When we're in timeouts, she's leading huddles. So these little things, they're becoming slowly but surely a player-led team, and she's kind of taken the reins of that. So we're really pleased with what she's doing and how she's growing.
Do you feel like this early in the season, especially you under year one, a mix of new players and players that came back from the old regime, do you feel like you guys are starting to gel as a core rotation, or is that still going to take a couple weeks for you?
No, we're gelling. I tell them all the time, like, I know we're a mix of old and new, but they're all mine. So, we've been together for a long time now, and we've been tested during that time together. So I think, they're gelling slowly but surely, but I think it's just more knowing each other on the court. But they're all my players.
Your rotation, you just look at the box score for the Panthers. It's like you're playing 8, 9, 10 players at a time. Do you like that here in the early season to give everyone some reps for this team?
Well, I think they're earning their time. I tell them we need to earn everything. So they're earning their time. They're doing their roles, they're playing together. So I like, as long as they're earning it, they're going to continue to get it.
How would you like them? I know your players are going to watch this. I know this question. How would you like them to improve as a team, especially here in December now?
I think that we can probably just continue to develop a little bit more IQ. And that's going to just take time as we continue to play with each other practice with each other, go through game situations together in practice. So I just think just continue to learn each other and learn what we like to do.
Is communication key? A question I asked you in the preseason, you talk about IQ. Is communication key then?
Yes, so we have come to the conclusion that communication is key, but the bigger key is listening to the communication.
Like, don't give wide open threes. Don't give that to the opposing team. That's exactly what it is. Well, all right. Have you noticed? I know you're a former player, you're a coach. Have you noticed now in the current state of basketball at every level, players think they can shoot like Steph Curry, so you better be ready as a defender. Does that happen now, Coach?
It definitely happens. It definitely happens. So you have to be ready and make sure you have high hands on closeouts.
Okay. All right. She's right to the point. I like it. All right. What are your expectations then for you talk about you're excited, but what about expectations, X's and O's Saturday for your home opener there at the Clemente Center?
Our goal is to play fast. They press a little bit, so being able to break that, and most importantly, staying together for 40 minutes.
Against St. Leo. So you
Yeah.
played 2 conference games. This will be the third. Then you're going to have a bunch of games at home. As your first year as head coach, are you starting to see how good of a conference this is with some of the teams you played?
It's amazing, and I'm enjoying it. I love the competition, and I think we have a group that's slowly embracing it being competitive every single day that we're together, whether that be practice or a game.
Okay, tell us about the schedule for the Panthers fans from the standpoint, we're taping this on a Thursday morning. All right, what does a player go through? Do you guys practice in the morning, class? How does it work for that routine?
Well, we practice bright and early because a lot of our classes with some of our majors are in the afternoon or the evening. So we normally start warm up at 5:30 a.m. And so we will.
Coach,
Yeah.
I can't no, Coach, go. So what time? All right, I will cut you off. I'm sorry. All right, 5:30 with the start for practice. What time do you get to practice then as the coach?
Normally between 4:45, somewhere around 4:45, 5 o'clock, somewhere in between there. I do a lot of work at home to prep so I can get up, drink my coffee, and be fully awake for practice.
Yeah, you're the one who's leading the team. You can't. This is what I love with basketball. We're starting at 5:30. Coach can't be like, sorry guys, I'm late. I was at the coffee shop. No, you got to be there. So they got to be ready at 5:30 for practice, finish, then go to class. Man, you got to be dedicated if you're going to be a Panther, right?
For sure, for sure. And we're pretty lucky to have some dedicated young women.
And then on game day, so like Saturday, what's the routine for you guys when you guys are going to be playing?
We'll have film and then shoot around, and then we'll do like a pregame meal, and then I'll let them kind of do their pregame routine, and then normally we get on the court about 90 minutes before with our warm-up routine. So we're pretty big on their warm-up. It just consists of some mobility things. So we really hit and emphasize that they do that correctly and they take time to warm up properly before the games and practice.
What is your routine? Do we listen to music? Do we eat a sandwich? What do we do, Coach, before the game?
Normally try to get in a pregame workout for myself to release some stress, and then lots of film.
Is anyone allowed to talk to you during this pregame workout? Or no, this is your time. This is what it is.
No, the pregame workout, there's no talking. I'm normally in the gym and just focus for about an hour.
I wanted to ask you this question then. I appreciate coming on. When you got your first victory as the head coach of the Panthers, what moment was that like for you personally? As someone that's been grinding, an assistant, what was that moment for you, Coach?
I mean, it was nice. We walked into, I don't know, there was a video. We walked into the locker room. The girls all had their heads down. So they got me, and then they started jumping up and down and screaming. So, I mean, it's nice. I'm happy and thankful it was with this group because of what we've been through. And, it's just, I'm thankful for the first win, but I want more.
Mm-hmm. Great answer. Do you think about sometimes your journey where you told us in our previous conversation where you've been all over, like you've been for basketball all around the world. Do you have one of those moments where you're walking around like, yeah, all right, we're doing this. We're here in Florida now. We're the head coach. Do you have those moments?
Oh, for sure. I'm like, this is definitely a moment an experience I've prayed for. So I'm very thankful. And those moments definitely happen, but I'm like, okay, get back to it. So do what you're supposed to do.
Get back to it. And I learned something today. This is very key. We want to win games. Great answer, right? We got to get to class. Another great answer. Pre-game, coach does her personal workout. Can't talk to her. She's listening to music then. Okay. And finally, don't give up wide open threes. Okay. Don't.
Yeah.
Do not do that. I could tell we're in practice right now. Don't give up those threes, whatever you do.
Oh,
all right.
definitely. Word for word, just like that.
No, Coach, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're very excited for the home opener. For all the Panther fans, get out there to the Clemente Center. Cheer on the Panthers. They'll be taking on St. Leo. Thanks for your help, Coach, and good luck this weekend. All right.
Thank you so much.